Hello, Rob Walker here. As you can see and hear, I have my voice back more or less. Thanks again to Lincoln Hayes for filling in for my voice last week during the video blog. I'm still fighting the virus, but I'm more or less capable of operating in everyday society, which is great because in about 3 hours I hit the stage for the premiere of 21A, the play that I'm in, so I'm glad that I'm at least in decent working order. Thank you to everyone for your patience, I really appreciate it, and thanks again for your continued support. So this week, Mike Rugnetta at PBS's Idea channel, he's one of my favorite hosts and idea people and produces really great videos. I really enjoy each and every one of them. This most recent episode of Idea channel, they talked about fandoms. Mike's video talks about how he thinks in the future fans will have even greater control over the things that they love. I'll put a link to the video in the description. It's a great video. But while I was watching it, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then the more I watched, the more I was like, I don't know if that's such a good idea. You see, I'm a fan of many things, and like many fans, I love to geek out over the thing that I love, and sometimes geeking out doesn't always mean praising it. Sometimes it's like, oh, they did this horrible, they should have did this better, or I have a better idea of how this should have went. But nobody really takes that seriously. The showrunners and the show creators kind of do their own thing, and yeah, they may listen to fans, but they're kind of telling their own story. But I think that Mike's correct. I think that more and more fan reaction to certain bits of media and pop culture is influencing that pop culture. And that kind of troubles me, because I have to cite two examples on this. Number one, Sherlock, the most recent season of Sherlock, or series of Sherlock, series 3, and Supernatural. I'm a fan of both Sherlock and Supernatural, but I have to say that fan reaction to both of these shows has kind of twisted them in perhaps not the best direction. This latest series of Sherlock, I was a little disappointed, because the very first episode where Sherlock comes back was almost solely devoted to fan service. All of the like headcanon and fan musings and stuff, all of the, Sherlock Moriarty kissing each other, while that was kind of amusing, it really detracted from the show, it drug it down. And I think that's a case where the creators of the show should have just pressed on and told the story that they wanted to tell, instead of directly pointing to the fans and saying, this one's for you guys. Item 2, Supernatural. Now, I am a huge fan of Supernatural, but I have a caveat that goes along with this. I haven't been able to get past season 5. Originally, I heard that Eric Kripke, the show's creator, only planned for 3 or 4 seasons, and they kind of had him do season 5, and he acquiesced to that. Because the arc and the stories that they're telling ends at season 5, when you pick up at season 6, you see a bunch of writers and showrunners scrambling to try and retcon all of the amazing work they did in the first 5 seasons. Sam Winchester was supposed to be possessed and then thrown into hell. By bringing him back, you're basically spitting in the face of everything that has come before and telling us that stuff doesn't matter. So when I look at the 2 shows of Supernatural and Sherlock, I see 2 shows that I really like and think a lot of, but I also see 2 massive fandoms that perhaps could get in the way of the thing they love. A while ago, I was getting really nervous because I had been paid to direct 2 short films. And I was talking to a friend about it, and I said, what if I really botch this up? Money is exchanging hands. I'm finally on the chain for something creatively, and it is kind of nerve-wracking to me. And my friend said, they're hiring you to make art. Your sole job as an artist is to make art. You're not responsible for how people react to that art. You're not responsible to react to their reaction. You've been contracted to do what you do. Your only job is to do it. And while my friend's statement did little to calm me down in that instance, it did put things into creative perspective. The jobs of the people like Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat aren't to react to fan reaction. They're just to be creative and make the thing we all enjoy. And I think we are better for it. We can't be spoon-fed whatever we want all the time always, contrary to the current society in which we live. So what do you guys think about fandoms? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Leave comments. I guess that's about it. This is Rob Walker saying, thank you for watching. Oh, regarding the Patreon campaign, I'd like to give a special thank you to Laura Coe. She did me the honor of donating to my Patreon campaign. Thank you so much, Laura. I really appreciate it. Your money is going to buying and upkeeping equipment and software. I'm hoping to do a big upgrade toward the end of this year and early next year so that things like Victorian Cutout Theater will be a lot slicker, and I'll start to be able to make more live-action shorts, which is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but haven't really had the time and equipment to do. So thank you very much, Laura. I really appreciate it. Thanks again.